everyone. Welcome back.
It's good to have you. We're in lesson 3 and we're looking at the actual morning, aren't we?
Yes.
By now, you've prepared yourself the night before. Your kids know the schedule. If there's anything out of the ordinary, their lunch boxes are packed and ready to go from the fridge to a bag. Uniforms are kind of all ready.
Hopefully.
Yeah, just remember, this is in an ideal world. It's
Absolutely.
not always the case in our home, but we try for this. And you're set up for a good morning.
Yeah. And I guess one of the big takeaways for this one is that the morning actually starts with you. Last lesson we talked about how you set the tone for the peaceful morning that we're aiming for. But it actually starts with you, and your attitude really matters.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it? And kids feed off attitudes, don't they?
They feed off the vibe.
They feed off the vibe. They feed off each other.
Yeah.
But if we as parents can be positive, can be ready in our minds, it can really make a difference, because then the kids can actually feed off of us.
Absolutely. And so our morning routine is actually really, really important in order for a family peaceful morning team.
Yeah.
And so we've actually, over the last couple of years, brought back our morning routine quite a way, that we actually get up early enough to have some me time.
Yeah.
All right. And so for Nicole, what's that look like?
Yeah, so for me, that looks like going for a walk with the dog. And as I go for a walk with the dog, I listen to a devotion and some worship, and I spend that time with the Lord praying. But for Steve, that looks a bit different.
Yeah, I get up early. I do some meditation. Then I jump in the shower and do some worship in the shower, and then go out and do some devotional time. And then I'm ready. I'm ready for the day. And I've grown to the point where I need that. I used to get up and rush, and every minute counted in order to get out the door. And it was quite stressful for me and the family, because I was a bit of a butthead. Like, no, it was all about me getting ready and getting out. But now I've got so much more space to actually be there for my family, to be there to help out, to encourage and get them ready, because I've brought my sleep time, or my wake time, back about an hour and a half from what it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and so, this time for you in the morning early, that actually helps set up that positive attitude for the morning and for getting out the door. And we've proven in our home that it totally makes a difference.
Absolutely. And it's not easy. Like I say, I get up an hour and a half earlier than what I used to. That took a good 6 months to get there, right? It was about reforming some habits.
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person, so it took a while to
getting better.
I am? Good. It took a while to get used to that. And so I would take my, weekly, I'd take back 10-minute increments until I got to a certain point. And then it might go backwards for a bit. And then, it's just a bit of self-discipline, habit formation. And what it's actually done, it's not just made our mornings more peaceful, but it's actually grown me heaps, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, both of us. Yeah.
Yeah, you as well. Like your morning routine, gives you what you need physically, mentally, ready to prepare spiritually for the day.
Yeah. And so I guess part of this is leaving plenty of time to get ready. So getting up early for yourself, if that works for you, then it then gives you more time to prepare. As Steve was saying, he used to rush to the second, but now he's got more time in that. But also the same with your kids. It's allowing plenty of time to get ready, because being rushed will remove that peace.
Absolutely. And so when we've finished our morning routine, it's time for the kids to get up.
Yeah.
We have a 7 a.m. rule. It's not a hard and fast rule, but our kids know at about 7 a.m. they can get up. And then if they're not up by sort of 7:30, we usually try to rip them out of bed and say it's time to get ready.
Just give them that time so that they're not rushed.
Yeah.
And they can peacefully get ready. Because, I know that for my personality, being stressed and rushed makes me stressed, which takes away that peace.
Absolutely. So when they get up, they know that this chart is the goal. And that's probably backwards to you guys, I reckon. On
Maybe.
the camera? What do you
Hopefully
think?
not.
Yeah, hopefully not. But it's in the resource section. You can download this. And in fact, this is Seth's chart, and you'll notice that this is different to the one that you've got as a download. We're happy to help you out in customizing this. Because of the photos, we can't make it a customizable PDF, but if you're doing this course and you're like, hey, I actually want to change a few of these or add a couple of different things, let us know.
Yep.
And we can see what.
Put specific names in there, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Let us know and we can see what we can do for you. But anyway, this is Seth's. And what Seth knows is when he wakes up, he gets up, he makes his bed, he gets dressed, he goes downstairs, and he grabs a little tab of this and he'll pop it up with like blue tack or a little Velcro circle or whatever. He pops it up and he knows that's done.
Now, the reason for the pictures on here is for children that can't read yet, aka Seth.
Yeah.
He can look at the pictures and know what he needs to do. It also helps with, their ability to read, because then they know what it should say, and so it can actually help them read as well. But it's
not a reading exercise.
It's not a reading exercise.
Teacher.
This is helping us get ready, and it's our morning task chart. Now, the way it works is they can do it in whatever order they want. I've put it in an order that in my head would make sense for them, but they can do what they want. I don't really care. But as they tick it all off, by the time it's all done, it should look like this. And they know that they're ready, and then my children love to celebrate once they're ready.
Slap them all back down.
Slap them all back down for the next day, and that's their favourite part of it.
Yeah.
However, one thing that we have found with this is that it's a visual aid for them to be able to go back to know where they're up to. So I'm like, Seth, where are you up to in getting ready? And he goes, I've got 3 jobs to go or 4 jobs to go, or, I still need to do this, this, and this. And so you can keep bringing them back to the chart, and the chart is actually telling them what to do, rather than me as a parent being the nagging mum saying, come on, put your shoes on, get your bag, do this. The chart's actually doing that for us.
Yeah, so the chart can actually take away some of the conflict in the morning, because if you've got a kid who's waking up slow, or they're tired, or they don't really want to go to school in the day, though it's a non-negotiable, and you can actually say, well, what's your chart telling you to do?
Yeah.
It's not mum and dad constantly saying, go put your shoes and socks on. It's like, no, go back to your chart. And we found that really helpful to just remove some of that conflict that could be there.
Yeah. And it also shows them what they need to do to get ready, and so it can actually help kids that might forget quickly or might get distracted quickly. It's a really good way of helping them visually to work out what they need to do to get ready. Now, on the one that is on the resources connected to this, I think there's only 7 jobs. In our home we do 9 because of different reasons, but you can customize it to however you like. So you just need to tell us what you need if you don't want the one that we have customized, have there ready for you. So the chart works really well.
Yeah, and it probably doesn't need to be pointed out, but it's not as simple as pressing Control P and printing that straight out of your computer, laminating it, cutting it, adding Velcro or blue tack, and then all of a sudden your kids are perfect and know what to do. All right, this involves the training, right?
Yeah.
You need to train your kids how to do each of these steps, and it's the I do, we do, you do. Most of our kids are at the I do, we do, you do. Most of them are at the you do, where they can go through the chart themselves and just sort of make it happen as they go.
Yeah.
But that took a lot of time. It took a lot of training, and it took a lot of work with the chart. So it's not a magic bullet, but it is something that you can pick up and go for.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of this lesson. But this is a huge key in working out what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you in the next lesson.
Bye.